Elon Musk says. It happened while you slept. My beloved child. While the world was asleep, something happened that almost nobody noticed. Hours ago, Elon Musk shared a thought that sent thousands searching for answers because it hinted that the biggest changes never announce themselves with noise. They begin in complete silence, hidden from those who are distracted, and revealed only to those who are paying attention. That is why you found this message at exactly this moment. This is not about luck, and it is not about coincidence. It is about recognizing the silent shifts that happen long before the rest of the world realizes everything has changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is that while you were sleeping, another ordinary night quietly became the starting point of an extraordinary chapter. The signs were never meant to wake everyone. They were meant to wake the few who refused to ignore them. Every successful breakthrough in history looked invisible before it became obvious, and tonight followed that same pattern. The people who notice first always move first, while everyone else wonders how they missed it. Most people will wake up today believing yesterday and today are exactly the same, but they are completely wrong. The invisible difference is already growing, and it becomes stronger with every passing minute. Imagine discovering that the opportunity everyone will chase tomorrow quietly appeared while the entire world was dreaming. That is the kind of moment being described here. Elon Musk often speaks about thinking years ahead instead of hours ahead, and that single mindset separates those who react from those who create the future. Somewhere during the night, a tiny decision, an overlooked idea, or a silent realization began changing everything. It was too quiet for headlines, too early for celebration, and too important to ignore. The greatest transformations rarely begin with applause. They begin with complete silence before becoming impossible to stop. Don't skip. Every second you stay here brings another piece of the picture together, and the final connection is far bigger than it appears right now. There is one final detail almost nobody is talking about. The event that happened while you slept is not valuable because of what already changed. It is valuable because of what it unlocks next. Think about every breakthrough that once looked ordinary before history gave it a name. This moment carries that same feeling. The people who leave early will never understand why others suddenly seem to be one step ahead. The people who stay will recognize the pattern before everyone else does. That is why this story is only beginning. The next revelation explains what actually happened during those silent hours, why almost everyone overlooked it, and why the people who understand it first often become the ones who benefit the most. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The silence of the night hides more than darkness. It hides decisions, discoveries, and moments that quietly reshape tomorrow before anyone notices. Elon Musk has often emphasized that the future belongs to those who see change before it becomes obvious, and that idea is exactly why this story continues. While millions were asleep, countless minds believed nothing important was happening. Yet history has always favored the people who understood that the biggest turning points begin when almost nobody is watching. Don't skip. Every sentence from this point forward reveals another layer of what remained hidden until now. The clues were scattered in plain sight, but only those willing to look beyond the surface could connect them. The difference between an ordinary day and an unforgettable one is often a single realization that arrives at exactly the right moment. That realization is getting closer. The picture is becoming clearer, but the most surprising piece has not appeared yet. Another strange pattern started to emerge as the first light of morning approached. People everywhere woke up with the feeling that something had shifted even though they could not explain it. Nothing looked dramatically different, yet everything felt slightly out of place, almost as if the world had quietly moved one step forward overnight. That feeling is powerful because real change rarely announces itself with loud celebrations. It whispers before it speaks. It grows before it shines. Elon Musk's perspective reminds people that tomorrow is built long before tomorrow arrives, and those who understand this simple truth are rarely caught by surprise. Stay till the end. There is still one missing connection that transforms this entire story from an interesting idea into something unforgettable. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next explains why those silent hours mattered far more than anyone imagined, and once that final connection is revealed, the beginning of this story will suddenly make perfect sense. A quiet moment can carry more power than the loudest announcement. That is exactly what makes this story so unusual. While everyone searched for obvious signs, the real shift continued growing where almost nobody was looking. Elon Musk has repeatedly spoken about the importance of noticing trends before they become headlines, and that principle is impossible to ignore here. The greatest opportunities never wait for permission to begin. They simply appear, move forward, and reward the people who recognize them early. Don't skip. Every detail you have heard so far has been leading to one hidden connection. Imagine discovering that the event which happened while you slept was never meant to shock people immediately. It was designed to reveal itself step by step, allowing only the most attentive minds to understand its true significance. That is why every new moment brings another piece of the puzzle into focus. Now the pattern is becoming impossible to overlook. What seemed like separate clues are beginning to fit together with remarkable precision. The silence, the timing, and the unexpected shift all point toward one conclusion: the future often changes long before the world realizes it has changed. That is why some people always appear prepared while others spend their time wondering how everything moved so quickly. They noticed the invisible signals first. Elon Musk's message was never about chasing noise. It was about recognizing the quiet momentum that builds beneath the surface before it transforms everything above it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter moves beyond hidden clues and into the moment where every piece finally connects. What seemed mysterious at the beginning is about to become clearer than ever, and the revelation ahead changes the meaning of everything you have heard until now. Everything has been leading to this point. The silence of the night was never empty, it was preparing the moment you are experiencing now. Elon Musk's idea was never about predicting the future with certainty. It was about recognizing that the future begins quietly, long before it becomes visible to everyone else. That is why the events that happened while you slept seemed ordinary on the surface but carried extraordinary meaning underneath. The people who wait for proof usually arrive too late. The people who pay attention to subtle shifts are already moving forward before the crowd even realizes something has changed. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The final pieces are finally coming together, and every clue from the beginning now points toward one unmistakable truth. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because of a single dramatic event, but because small changes, when understood early, create results that seem unbelievable to everyone who notices them only after they have already happened. Now imagine waking up tomorrow with a completely different perspective. Nothing around you may appear different at first glance, yet your way of seeing opportunities, ideas, and timing has already changed. That is the hidden message behind everything you have heard. Elon Musk's greatest lesson has never been to follow the crowd. It has always been to notice what others overlook, act while others hesitate, and keep looking ahead even when the path seems invisible. That mindset quietly shapes every breakthrough before anyone calls it a success. This story is far from over. The next chapter goes beyond what happened while you slept and reveals why the coming moments matter even more than the night itself. When that final connection appears, every sentence from the beginning will feel like it was pointing toward a destination that was hidden in plain sight all along. The most remarkable discoveries rarely arrive with flashing lights or loud celebrations. They appear as quiet realizations that completely transform the way you see the world. That is why this message has never been about one single event. It has been about learning to recognize the invisible momentum that begins long before everyone else notices it. Elon Musk has often encouraged people to think beyond the present moment, because tomorrow is shaped by the ideas that are almost invisible today. Don't skip. Every part of this story has been preparing you for the realization that the greatest advantage is not knowing everything. It is seeing the first small signal while others are still waiting for a giant announcement. That silent signal has already appeared, and whether people recognize it now or later will determine how they remember this moment. Look back at everything you have heard from the beginning. Every clue has pointed toward the same pattern. While the world rested, progress continued. While people believed nothing had changed, countless possibilities quietly moved into place. That is how history has always unfolded. The biggest shifts begin in silence and become obvious only after they are impossible to ignore. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final chapters reveal why this quiet transformation matters far beyond one night and how a single change in perspective can completely reshape the path ahead. What comes next is the missing piece that brings every hidden clue together into one unforgettable conclusion. There is one reason this story continues to capture attention. The real transformation was never the event itself, it was the awareness it created. Elon Musk has often reminded people that innovation begins with seeing what everyone else overlooks. While others searched for dramatic moments, the true breakthrough was unfolding quietly, almost impossible to notice unless someone was willing to look deeper. Don't skip. Every chapter has revealed another layer, but the most powerful realization is only now becoming clear. The night did not simply pass. It carried a silent reminder that every extraordinary future begins with an ordinary moment that someone chooses to understand instead of ignore. Those who recognize that pattern never see the world the same way again. Now everything starts fitting together. The hidden signs, the quiet timing, and the unexpected shift all point toward a single conclusion: the future belongs to those who prepare before the crowd reacts. That is the connection between Elon Musk's message and what happened while you slept. It was never about one headline or one announcement. It was about adopting a mindset that notices possibilities while they are still invisible to everyone else. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next chapter goes even deeper and uncovers why this silent change continues to grow long after the night has ended, revealing the final pieces of a story that only a few people will fully understand. The closer you get to the end, the more obvious one truth becomes. Nothing extraordinary happened because the world suddenly changed overnight. It happened because a few people understood what the rest would only recognize much later. Elon Musk has always emphasized that the greatest advantage is seeing the direction of change before everyone else joins it. That is the hidden thread connecting every moment of this story. Don't skip. The silence you heard about was never empty, it was full of unnoticed progress, quiet preparation, and invisible momentum. By the time the world begins talking about it, the earliest observers are already focused on what comes next. That is why this message was never meant to create excitement for a single night. It was meant to reshape the way you look at every new day. Now imagine looking back months from now and remembering this exact moment as the point where your perspective shifted. Every clue has been leading toward one simple realization: opportunities rarely arrive wearing obvious labels. They often appear disguised as ordinary moments that most people dismiss without a second thought. Elon Musk's message reminds us that progress belongs to those who remain curious, patient, and willing to notice small signals before they become impossible to ignore. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One final chapter remains, and it brings together every hidden clue, every silent moment, and every unanswered detail into a conclusion that reveals why what happened while you slept was only the beginning of a much larger story. The final pieces are no longer scattered. They are standing right in front of you, waiting to be connected. Everything you have heard since the beginning points toward one powerful realization: the biggest moments in life rarely announce themselves before they arrive. Elon Musk's message has always carried the same principle: those who learn faster than everyone else often arrive where others only dream of going. While the world was asleep, nothing magical appeared out of nowhere. Instead, countless small changes quietly aligned, creating the foundation for something much greater. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The people who understand this pattern stop waiting for perfect timing because they realize that perfect timing is often invisible until it has already passed. Something huge is waiting for you. Now the meaning of the title becomes completely clear. It happened while you slept was never about missing a single event. It was about realizing that progress never pauses, opportunity never sleeps, and tomorrow is already being built while most people are looking somewhere else. Every silent hour carries possibilities that only become obvious in hindsight. That is the mindset that has separated visionaries from followers throughout history. The story may be reaching its conclusion, but its message continues beyond this moment. Once you begin noticing quiet changes before they become obvious, every ordinary day starts revealing extraordinary possibilities. The final chapter brings everything together with one last revelation that transforms every clue, every silence, and every hidden detail into a single unforgettable ending. This is where every hidden clue finally finds its place. From the very first words, the story was never asking you to believe that one dramatic event changed everything overnight. It was inviting you to notice a truth that successful innovators understand better than anyone else. Elon Musk has often shown that the future belongs to people who prepare long before the results become visible. While others wait for certainty, they quietly build. While others search for loud signals, they recognize the quiet ones. That is what truly happened while you slept. The world kept moving, ideas kept evolving, opportunities kept taking shape, and time continued creating possibilities whether anyone noticed or not. Don't skip. Every chapter has been leading to this realization because the greatest advantage is not predicting the future, it is developing the mindset to recognize change before it becomes obvious. That is a lesson that never loses its value. As this journey reaches its conclusion, remember the message hidden beneath every sentence. Every new day begins before the sun rises. Every meaningful breakthrough begins before the headlines appear. Every lasting success begins before anyone else believes it is possible. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest surprise is not that something happened while you slept. The greatest surprise is discovering how much becomes possible once you stop overlooking the quiet moments that shape tomorrow. From this point forward, every ordinary night can become the beginning of an extraordinary morning for those who remain observant, patient, and ready to move when the right opportunity finally reveals itself. Every story has a final moment, but some endings are really new beginnings. From the first sentence, you were led through a chain of quiet clues, hidden patterns, and overlooked moments that all pointed toward one lasting idea. Elon Musk's perspective has never been about waiting for extraordinary circumstances. It has always been about preparing yourself before those circumstances arrive. That is why the title matters so much. It happened while you slept is not about a single night, it is about understanding that progress never pauses. While people hesitate, the future keeps advancing. While people doubt, new ideas continue taking shape. Don't skip. Stay till the end. The greatest opportunities often belong to the people who recognize movement before it becomes obvious to everyone else. Something huge is waiting for you. That message is timeless because every breakthrough begins quietly before it changes the world. Now the journey reaches its destination. You stayed long enough to uncover the meaning behind every clue, every silent moment, and every unexpected turn. The biggest revelation was never hidden in a headline or a dramatic announcement. It was hidden in the way you choose to think after hearing this story. From today forward, every ordinary day can become the starting point of something remarkable if you remain curious, keep learning, and continue looking beyond what everyone else sees. That is the lesson woven through every chapter. The night has ended, the silence has spoken, and the future has already started moving. The only question left is whether you will notice the next quiet opportunity before the rest of the world finally catches up. There is one final layer that deserves your attention. Every moment you spent listening has been building toward an idea far greater than a single headline. Elon Musk's way of thinking reminds us that remarkable progress begins with small observations repeated consistently over time. The people who shape tomorrow rarely wait for perfect conditions. They notice patterns, learn faster than everyone else, and keep moving while others are still deciding where to begin. Don't skip. This is why the events that unfolded while you slept matter. They represent every unseen improvement, every quiet breakthrough, and every unnoticed opportunity that continues growing whether anyone is paying attention or not. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest advantage is not being first by chance. It is being prepared when the right moment quietly arrives. As this chapter closes, one lasting message remains. Never underestimate what can change during a single night, a single decision, or a single shift in perspective. History has shown again and again that extraordinary outcomes are often built from ordinary moments that most people overlook. That is the connection running through this entire story. While the world rested, the future kept moving forward, and those willing to keep learning moved with it. Let this be the thought that stays with you long after this video ends. Every sunrise brings more than another day. It brings another chance to notice what others miss, improve one step further, and keep building towards something that once seemed impossible. The journey may end here, but the mindset that created it is only getting started. The story ends here, but the lesson continues every time a new day begins. From the very first moment, the message was never about chasing excitement. It was about understanding that the greatest transformations begin long before they become visible. Elon Musk's perspective has always centered on one powerful principle: the future rewards those who prepare before everyone else recognizes the opportunity. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Every quiet hour, every unnoticed idea, and every small improvement carries the potential to become something extraordinary. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because the world suddenly changes overnight, but because consistent vision quietly creates tomorrow while most people are still focused on yesterday. As you reach the final words, look back at every clue that has been revealed. The silence, the hidden momentum, and the invisible progress were all connected from the beginning. Nothing remarkable appeared by accident. It grew through patience, curiosity, and the willingness to keep looking beyond the obvious. That is the real meaning behind "it happened while you slept." While the world was resting, possibilities continued to grow. While others waited for certainty, the future kept moving forward. Carry that mindset with you beyond this story, because every ordinary night holds the potential to become the foundation of an extraordinary tomorrow for those who are ready to notice what everyone else overlooks.